Well, good morning or evening or afternoon or wherever else you are in the world right now. Nice to have you here. Hi to all the new subscribers. I slept in such a weird position last night because I'm sick, so I need to have a bunch of pillows under me and my back is stiff as a board. Oh my gosh. But hey, we're going to do something a little bit different this morning. I want to talk about what I'm doing and not doing as a coach this morning. I understand that this kind of videos probably won't get as many views. It's not like my videos are getting a lot of views anyway. It's like 40 something views on average per video in the first week or so. Okay, here's one thing I can mention. That when you start doing something or heading in a direction and it's not as easy as you would have hoped and there's resistance or there's whatever else, it's just not gaining traction. But you know that you're supposed to do it. Oftentimes that resistance itself and even the self-doubt that you have about this sucks and I suck and this is never going to go anywhere. Oftentimes that itself is a gift, and that experience is the reason why you're doing the thing you're doing. Because the growth that happens inside of us in the process of doing hard things is the bigger pay. It really is the bigger payoff than the external fruit or the result that you were looking for from the thing that you were doing. So for example, for me, walking through this phase of the content's not getting any traction, I wonder if the content sucks, I wonder if I suck, I wonder if I should even be doing this, and all that self-doubt and whatever, that really is a gift. And I bump into this feeling of self-doubt repeatedly right now, and when I do, I'm thankful for it, because I know that the process of going through that self-doubt is not only an opportunity for me to find greater clarity, because if I'm not doing it out of a place of fear and shame, but out of a place of, I'm already accepted by the Father. I know that Jesus has called me. I'm doing my best to follow in his footsteps. Now self-doubt can serve to clarify, am I really focusing on the right things? Is this really what he's asking me of? And to also clarify, where does my confidence come from? Why do I feel this way? What do I care about? How much do I care about what other people think? Why do I care? What do I want them to think? Because again, I really hope that all of us care what other people think, because if we don't, then we are on our way to becoming narcissistic sociopaths. But I want to talk about the direction that I'm going with YouTube and with my coaching business and everything else. So when I first got started, well, it was like, what's it been now? Like a month ago? I realized that physical fitness was probably going to be the easiest thing to start with, because people get easily excited around physical fitness because you see immediate physical tangible results, right? And it's one of those three things that people are willing to pay for because it's a painful problem. It's usually money, relationships, and health are the things that people are going to be willing to pay for if they see a quick change in one of these three areas. So I need the physical fitness. I've got a pretty nice physique, like I mentioned in the previous video. I'm powerful in this area. My health habits, my life habits in this area are fantastic. I've seen people's health transformed and seeing how it really impacts their life. But when I start or continue to think about my niche and or my niche and what I really want to focus on, there was one question that came from Justin Welsh. Actually, I really like that guy. He's writing stuff, and that came from Justin Welsh that really stuck with me. And it was this question of, who were you before and who are you after, and what happened to you in the process. And I realized that for me, as much as I enjoy physical fitness and talking about these topics, and I'm still going to continue to do it in some measure, I am going to be moving away from focusing so much on physical fitness, even though I just wrote a book about nutrition, and even though I've made all this content around physical fitness, I am going to be kind of steering away from that a little bit. And I want to talk about why. So it's not that there's anything wrong with physical fitness or nutrition and all these things. We really, really need all that. But for me as a coach, when I work as a life coach with people, the stuff that really gets me excited the most is to see when the person that I'm working with, they see their life and their motives in a new light, and they come face to face with the reality of why they've been doing the things that they're doing and why they've been living in the way that they've been living in. And it's those moments of recognizing where my sense of self or my perception of myself has been off, or where I've had unrealistic expectations, or where I keep lying to myself, or whatever else. And when I see people regain clarity and the sense of being powerful as a result of seeing clearly through my help, that's the thing that I get most excited about, because I know that it's easy to look at my life and to see someone who is powerful and someone who's winning in some respects and who's just doing well. Because in a lot of ways I am. I am some sort of city on a hill. In all of my brokenness and all of my mess, God has still chosen to put me on, like, put some sort of spotlight on my life and be like, hey, here, look at this guy. It might be because I decided that I'm not going to hide my messes from people. And I think that the church as a whole, we've had enough of the sort of glossed over version of Christianity where we're just projecting our fig leaves and look how great I look. Yeah, when you look at my life, it might be easy to see someone who's like successful in some sense. And I'll say that in a measure, I am successful in the sense that I have a very clear perception. This is one thing I deal with or work on with my clients, is I have a clear sense of success. I know what I'm going for. And every day I'm trying my best and doing my best to keep aligned, make sure that my actions are aligning with my convictions, because that's where true fulfillment comes. But I wasn't always this way. I used to live with this perpetual, ongoing undertone of anxiety in my life. And then God's done some wonderful stuff in my life through mentoring, through therapy, through counseling, through taking a Sabbath or sabbatical time in my life. And He's changed the way that I approach life by helping me see the motives that I had for the reason that I do things. And again, this was I don't even know where we're going with this. This is a bit of a vlog type of thing, just to say that I'm changing the focus of some of my content. Going to be talking more about emotional intelligence, mental resilience, these kind of topics. And hopefully you guys will benefit a bunch from that. If you've got any content requests or questions that you'd like discussed, whether that's victimhood or powerlessness or relationships or managing big feelings, whatever it is, I'd love to hear from you guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate the follow. And yeah, thanks for listening to me ramble for this long. If you're still here, I really appreciate that. That's it for this week. Honestly, YouTube, over and out. I love you guys. Bless. Mwah.